talk to Clockwork. Oh, thank you. Um, your real estate operating system on Monday.com.
Not, I didn't mean to do that.
In the next 30 minutes, we'll go through three main things. So, one, uncovering the number one systemization strategy that busy real estate professionals use to stop firefighting and actually free up their time. Number two will be the exact framework that I'm calling RAD, the loop, record, automate, and delegate that I use to centralize operations, automate tasks, and delegate. And then also I'll be showing a few case studies on how real estate operators have went from scattered tools and stress to streamline Monday.com workspaces in just 14 days. So a little bit about me. I used to be in corporate America doing all, what was the right things. On paper, it looked good. I had a stable job, clear, upward path forward. But in reality, I felt really trapped. And then after multiple losses of loved ones back to back, and I remember HR giving me only 5 days off to grieve. And that's like the moment that I realized that I couldn't keep spending my life asking for permission to live. And, whatever that live means for you. What I really wanted was freedom and freedom to travel, freedom to be present with my family, to build wealth and like on my own terms instead of trading my life away in someone else's system and building someone else's business. And so I made a choice and I stopped building systems for my employer and started building them for myself. And so from the very beginning of when I started investing in 2023, I leaned on what I knew, which was processes, workflows, structure, automations, and I created systems for everything in my business, from acquisitions, tenant management, communication, and delegation. It definitely wasn't easy. I worked nights, weekends, in between responsibilities, but those systems became the foundation of everything and really, helped me be able to quit my job and do this full time. And now they allow me to manage a remote midterm rental portfolio, running Radiate Real Estate, and then helping other investors streamline their businesses. Best of all, it gives me the freedom to travel 1 to 2 times a month and still show up as a wife, a daughter, and a friend. And so here's what I realized that freedom in real estate isn't about how many, doors you own, how many units. It's about the systems that you run with them. And then with the right workflows and systems, like managing one property can like feel the same as managing 20. And then if you're stuck juggling like sticky notes and too many tools and no number of property will set you free. You don't need chaos, you need clarity, automation, and a system that actually runs your business. And so, who this presentation is for and not, it's for investors, agents, co hosts. Maybe you're juggling STR, MTR, LTR, or a combination of the three. Operators with tool sprawl and no single source of truth. Owners who want to delegate to maybe VAs with clarity of what the VA is going to be doing. And then also action takers ready to organize their business in the next 30 days. Who it's not for is tool collectors who don't change their workflows, DIY tinkerers who want to build it themselves, or folks seeking theory with no intent to execute. And so make sure you stay to the end because I have two bonuses that I'm giving away for showing up live. One's a special discount and then also a Q&A. So does this sound familiar? Drop in the chat if it does. Scattered systems, duplicate data, no unified source of truth, resending the same emails over and over and over, chasing your vendors, your handyman, your cleaner manually. I have people who say nothing is packaged to delegate. So they want a VA, but they do it all because they don't have things together to be able to delegate. And then also firefighting, instead of compound growth. And so the RAD loop is record, automate, and delegate. And so the first part of that is record. This is basically saying that you need one singular source of truth for your properties. So if you're MTR, STR, where, bedroom two, which bedroom is bedroom two, and is there a queen bed or a king bed? Excuse me, your vendors, your tasks, and your maintenance, all of that should be recorded in a singular place so you and your team members know where it's at. And don't spend time looking for information that should be readily available. Next is automate. So triggers, route work, assign due dates, and send tasks, right? A trigger might be someone submitting a form, a date arriving, a tenant moving in. Or and then next is delegate. So these are role-based views. So a VA who only has access to maybe certain parts of your business can have different views or access into your business. SOPs. SOPs are important. SOPs really should run our business and are essential to be able to delegate to team members. And then also dashboards for decisions. So, as CEO of our business, we should be looking at one or two kind of singular focuses to make decisions in our business and not spending hours going through different systems. So here's a case study on a real estate operator who achieved calm operations and then also real visibility into their business. So before they started using Monday, they had no visibility, disorganized manual updates. They were literally using a notepad. They actually tried to send me the notepad for their build out, but I would not take it. Next was during the build, I really centralize their task management. So they have one board that they can assign all tasks that are reoccurring. And then also created dashboards and vendor integration. And then after they have one singular source of truth where their data is organized. And so it's so organized, now their departments are color coordinated. So it's a very big step from going from the notepad to the color, organized data. But Monday really helps you get that organization together easily. Another case study is of an operator who needed VAs, but everything lived in her head. So before, task lives in the owner's head, and so couldn't delegate because everything lived in the head. It's hard to just give knowledge to someone without having it written down. During the build, we focused on analytics per role views and then also automations so that every month, like the screenshot there to the right is showing the automation we set up. So every month there was like 5 or 6 automations, which were basically tasks that were automatically assigned to her VA. And so it's not going in every month and saying, VA, do this, and this. You can set that up once. And then every month your VA or team members, if they're not VAs, can do it. And then after, really the CEO focuses on the important things, which is the money making activities. And the VA is the one who's executing and doing the administrative work. So here's a real demonstration on how Monday can help from the underwriting to close. So one, it can calculate your KPIs to make data-driven decisions. So as you or a VA inputs your property data, like my VA just gets the data from Zillow based on my criteria, they can put it into Monday, and then Monday can automatically calculate the maximum allowable offer. So imagine a VA coming in, spending maybe 10 to 20 minutes per property inputting the stuff into money.com, and all you have to do is start getting the offer docs together because you know the offer that you can make. Also, next, you can send emails to like your insurance broker to get quotes. So you're able to write offers faster because money.com is sending emails to your vendors to get your insurance quotes, your lender quotes. And so you're not requesting those things. Those things will be coming to you. So again, you're ready to make your offer. And then also notify team members of a property under contract automatically to start executing on your business plan. So for me, I have employees, I have team members who are on the ground being an out-of-state operator. All of them are getting notified of a property under contract. Another demonstration of in maintenance requests. So all of us as investors have maintenance requests, right? Whether we want them or not. And so, how Monday.com can automate the maintenance request process is step one is having a form. So you have see a screenshot of actually my form there that I share with tenants. Tenants fill out their name, their phone number, their email address, the property address, where the maintenance, where the request is. And then based on what they fill out, it creates a Monday.com board entry with that property tagged. Within that same workflow, which is 100% automated, and it auto assigns the team member. It creates a task on the task management board saying, hey, team member, this is the maintenance request. These are the next steps. And that's all based on what they select, right? Is it a water issue? Is it HVAC? Is it Wi Fi, right? If it's being a mentor rental operator, we get a range of requests. And so if it's a Wi-Fi issue, that might be something where your team members know it's not something we need to handle right away. And then next, it can send, again, automated templated acknowledgement email just to let your tenant know, hey, we received your maintenance request. Here are hours of operation. If it's an emergency, we'll get back to you as soon as possible. The last demonstration I wanted to show is a CEO level dashboard. So this is actually 5 different boards combined into one view. And so it can show portfolio trends. So, like in this case, for property management, a trend might be occupancy. It's a unified calendar for all property management activities. And so the calendar showing all property management activities, it's not just showing bookings, it's not just showing cleanings. This is really the only system that can show everything all in one place. So it's like, what happens at each property in one centralized location. If there's a maintenance request, if there's a pest control visit, and if there's a move in for all your properties. And so, really, all of this comes down to faster decisions, equals more money in our pockets. And so introducing the Radiate build out service, it's a 5-phase service to get your business organized and then also ready to scale. While you're driving like your business success, this is what we're doing for you. So one is a deep dive. It's a 60-minute map into your real operating system. So sitting down and understanding where are your current systems. If it's a notepad, that's okay. If it's, Google Sheets, that's okay. If you don't have a system currently, that's okay. We really dive into, the issues. The next is the data blueprint, which is a guided Google Sheet that my team structures. And so basically, all of your data from property data, maybe you want your tasks, maybe you want your maintenance requests, maybe you want all of your vendors, built into Monday. You would upload that data. And then the next phase is the build out phase. And so this includes building out boards, automations, integrations. All of this takes 14 business days. And this is really the meat of my team building a Monday.com workspace directly for your business. Next is a walkthrough. It's a 60-minute tour and also tweak of your workspace. So it's us going through you understanding how your new workspace will work and also getting like dedicated guidance to understand how, the workspace is designed to make your life easier. And then the final stage is implementation, 30 days of support while you drive your business to success. And so the Radiate Monday.com workspace build out is the official name. And like what is included is 5 custom boards with robust automations and integrations. So Monday, I included or shared some of the automations already, but some of the things that, Monday.com can integrate with are everything from, Google Drive to, Google Sheets to Outlook, Gmail, different calendar systems. And then each board represents a workflow. So think about a board maybe as a maintenance request. I have a board for property vendors that has cleaners, maintenance, men or women, plumbers, all in one place. There's also up to 20 unique automations per board. And so this could be, automations to assign tasks, to reassign tasks, And then also it integrates with over 80 applications. And so some are native integrations. So Google Sheets, for example, is a free integration. But if there's maybe a more complex system that you currently use, Monday.com usually has an integration feature. It would just be like Monday.com, charges a few dollars for those integrations. Yeah, up to 20 views per board. So an example of a view is the form. So that form that I showed for maintenance requests is a view actually on the Monday.com board, which means like one board can really show so much. It can also show charts. So when I was showing like the charts before of occupancy, for example, that's Monday.com showing, or you're viewing the data in analytic form. Next is like the analytics view, where you can see maybe more complex numbers. Maybe you want to see days on market, days, the average days, something's under contract, or just kind of different KPIs or key performance indicators that you track for your business. And then last but not least is calendars is another example. There's tons of views. A calendar view is a view where maybe you could see the calendars for maintenance requests. There's also map views where if you like, I've helped subleasers who are doing like rental arbitrage and renting properties, and then finding insurance leads to fill those in. And so sometimes they'll have 500 properties or 500 leads, and we'll create a map view where they can see where those leads, they can hone down into that map and take a screenshot and send it to a vendor or send it to maybe a employee. There's also just two deep dive strategy calls with a certified Monday partner. And so it's not just a regular consulting call. The call is, a certified Monday partner where, we know real estate and Monday.com. And so a lot of times someone will say, hey, I need help with property management. Well, as a self-managing landlord, I can help you with the property management, the real estate portion, and Monday.com. And then also there's 30 days of hands-on support. So that's basically everyone gets an assigned a person where that person is helping them for 30 days, whether it's edits, whether it's you don't like maybe the naming of something or different things or tweaks you want to make, or even your business evolves within those 30 days, which we love. And we need to change everything because your business is 10x. That's something we can do as well. And so if you book a call in the next 24 hours and then we both decide it's a perfect fit, the first 5 people will get $1,000 off their custom Monday.com workspace build out. I'm keeping this offer pretty small and exclusive because I want to give my full attention to those who are really ready to step out of chaos into freedom and really handhold into, building the systems you need for your business. Here's what you'll walk away with. So it's a fully customized Monday.com workspace, which I mentioned with the boards that organizes your entire real estate business. Or if you're someone who has a real estate adjacent business, property management, lenders, maybe you have a construction business, we work with those businesses as well. You can automate your busywork and it gives you clarity at a glance. There's done for you workflows, automations, dashboards that really will help you manage things with ease. 30 days of implementation support, so you're never left on your own to figure things out. And then for the 5 people, or the first 5 people who book a call, I'm also adding a few bonuses. And for thank you for showing up live on the call because this is going to be recorded and distributed after. So they will include my 3 standard property management SOPs. So leasing, acquisition, and maintenance requests, which we all do. And so the goal is you have ready to go processes baked in your system, and you can just manually tweak the SOPs a bit for your process. Also a custom dashboard, which connects up to 10 boards. So the property management dashboard, like I showed earlier, is an example that can connect multiple boards and show one dashboard of, analytics, of stats, of a calendar, all in one place. There's also a reusable training board that we include. So this is both for you and any future team member. So I know sometimes it can be daunting to learn a new system. And so there's like plenty of videos. It's about 30 videos that, really give you a deep dive into the different features of Monday.com. And it's also like I always give these same videos to my VAs. And so they're really easy to delegate and for future team members to learn. And so imagine this for a second. Instead of spending your nights chasing vendors, seeing if your handyman texted you back, sending the same tenant emails, or searching for lost files, your system is doing all the heavy lifting. And so your VA is handling the day to day, your operations, and giving you clarity, and you finally have freedom to focus on growth or just book that last minute guilt free trip. But here's the catch, this bonus is only for the first 5 people who book in the next 24 hours. Once those spots are gone, the $1,000 discount and extra perks are gone too. And if you book on this call, I'll also throw in my task management board for free. And here's just the steps kind of outlined of one, you book a free audit call. On that call, we'll discuss your current system, no pressure on next steps, just really want to understand, what is your current system? How are you currently running your real estate, maybe your property management business? And if there's a way that Monday.com can help your business, learn gaps in your current process. So during this time, there might be, ways where I, have suggestions on maybe this software or maybe this system would help kind of connect the dots. We see if it's a mutual fit for the build out services. And then step 4 is the best part, running an organized, automated business. And so I've outlined a few frequently asked questions that I get. And so if you're not tech savvy, that's totally okay. It's funny, I wasn't tech savvy and definitely did not study tech. I studied business in school. It's actually built, and Monday.com is built for non-techs. It's very easy to use. And also we train and provide that support. Have you tried Monday.com before? Don't be discouraged by that because you shouldn't build it. Let us build it. Again, Monday.com is very easy to use, but not easy to build. And so if you're already using too many tools, that's okay. We can help integrate them into Monday.com or eliminate them altogether. Like a common one is someone will use maybe a Google Sheet, or someone will have a type form or Google form that they're sharing with tenants or sharing with vendors, or, sharing with contacts at a meetup. This is a tool that can easily be implemented into Monday.com, so you're not paying a third party, platform. Also, time required. So there's two 60-minute calls included with the service, and then also a large data sheet that someone, it could be a virtual assistant, will have to fill out. We carry the rest of the load. The goal is really not to burden, us busy entrepreneurs with the work. It's really for my team to do it, and you just have to show up for the calls. And then also, can I afford it? It is a 4-figure investment, and it's broken down into 2 payments. But most business owners actually recoup their costs back in 2 months with the freed up time, and they're able to focus more on money making activities. So, what our clients say, we had a client, James, from Seller Housing Solutions, and he says, we organize like crazy, automated, and now operate with speed. Monday is our one source of truth. And then here's the link again to book for, and remember this link will only be good for 24 hours to book a call. And when the 5 are gone, the discount will be gone as well. We do have a minute, well, a few minutes for questions. So while people are, scanning the QR code to secure their spots, I'll take 2 questions. If you have questions about Monday.com, about systems, using real estate systems, drop them in the chat. And Sean will help me by choosing the first 2 you see. Oh, I saw one doesn't link with Turbo Tenant. So it won't link as a native integration, um, but it can hook up with Zapier, which essentially is a third party software that it's an additional cost in software. So, the way that I kind of get around it is if you have a property management software like Turbo Tenant, like Tenant Cloud, et cetera, to keep tenant communications in there because, for instance, Monday can't collect payments, right? So you'll still need a software to collect payments. And so like a lot of times, like I use Baselane for my payment collection, and then also like my Smart Move to do like the application process. But basically after that I share the link with my tenants, so they have the link to do the maintenance request, and then from there that tenant's information is within my system. Another thing that you can kind of do to kind of creatively integrate or like automate the process of a tenant getting into money.com without you having to like manually add them to money.com is actually have your application in money.com. So a lot of times, like I have an Airbnb reservation, I'll have a quick form in monday.com where I'll collect the names, emails, phone numbers, and then also ID of each occupant. Because Airbnb, not every occupant is always on the reservation. And this is a way that they're into my monday.com system without me having to pay for Zapier or do the manual work of adding them from Turbo Tenant. And then Christina, does this integrate with hospitable QBO baseline? Same answer there. So no, those aren't like native connections. Most of, especially there's so many property management softwares, but they can't hook up through Zapier, or you can do it the workarounds I just mentioned with the forms. And then we have another minute for someone who's never done. So I don't really have one up and ready to share, Linda, but if you book a call, I can always just walk through one for you. Especially I know you do midterm rentals, and I can just show you like the task management process for particularly for like the MTR kind of system. I think it's kind of like with Monday, a lot of times like we build them custom because Monday.com has templates, but they're not created for real estate investors. And so I do have just like the screenshots that I showed earlier. They're not really large, but I can go back. Give me 1 second. Like here's an example of like this one, like to the left this is a training board, but this is how like the groups look, or basically how like the order looks on every board. These are groups. These can also be set up as stages. These can also be set up as like, maybe list. And then this is like just a view of like imagine this data can also become this data. And so like when you like monday.com has different views, you can view the data in a view that this would look more of like Google Sheets, but like this view is more of an analytic view. So again, it's the same data, you're just viewing it differently. And you can see it maybe if you just want numbers, maybe if you just want charts, graphs, etc. Those are some things money.com has as well. I know we're coming up on time, but thank you everyone for joining today. I'll be sending out the recording and also a link if you aren't able to grab it to book a call. Here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and have a great rest of your week.
Thanks, Jamie.